I have lots of notes because this is not my story, it's my daughter's story. She was a different child, still is, although she's 30. She joined the Peace Corps and in 2009 was sent off to Kenya for training. After her 6 weeks of training, she took the tests and was assigned to a village in the Rift Valley, which is really, really lush. I'm a map nerd, and I looked on Google Earth as soon as I found out, and it doesn't exist anywhere on any map on the internet. When you look at Google Earth or Google Maps, and there's that blurry section where it's not important enough to focus on, that's where she was. So anyway, I have notes so I don't get it wrong because she's watching. Anyway, she went to the Rift Valley where it is very, very lush. Things grow there. Animals grow there. Nothing real dangerous. She didn't like the baboons stealing her lunch very much. But plants grow, bugs grow. So does disease, and that fits in with some of the story. To give you a little flavor of what she was going through, I'm going to read some of her excerpts on Facebook. She left before Twitter really got big and didn't really understand it. She did have an internet phone that only did Facebook. So in a village with no electricity, we waited and waited. Every morning I checked my Facebook to see if there was a new update from her. And this is a little bit of flavor she would give me. I may have been here over a year, but every time I leave my village and return, I remember this is what I imagined heaven would look like, minus the bugs. I barely remember when my pet peeves were things like flashing, glasses, a flashing clock light, or when someone would leave a dirty dish in the sink. Now my temper burns when people make a noise to get my attention, or refuse to punish one of their 52,743 ragamuffins who think it's okay to watch the white person pee, or laugh at me for being angry at their rudeness. I used to internally debate whether to tell local men when they're wearing women's clothing. Now it's just a private giggle. The guy next to me is wearing a rhinestone Liz Claiborne jacket. Then came a post that I knew was not good. Thanks, Peace Corps, for my first aerial view of Beaumet. Gorgeous. There's no airport near Beaumet, so how could she see it aerial? Yes, my daughter was ill. She had walked to the next village to use the post office and passed out and was not coming to every time they picked her up because they don't really know first aid like we do. They tried to get her up to walk, and she would pass out again. At one time, she hit her head. She came to with someone poking her, trying to do CPR. He was kind enough and had a car, took her to the next village where a hospital was. She continued to pass out, and her veins collapsed, so they air-vac'd her to Nairobi. That's the beginning of the tale of the end of her Peace Corps service, because she never really got well again until she came home. Thank you very much. Anyway, getting CPR for dummies. Repeatedly jab at the diaphragm of a person unconscious yet breathing has absolutely nothing to do with CPR whatsoever. Getting sick while so far away from your family sucks, but being visited by my second family was wonderful. Thanks, Nzi, Mama, Diana, Jay, Gerard, and Peter. Your support will aid my recovery. You are all awesome. How do you think it feels to have stitches sewn into your forehead without local anesthesia? Whoops, I just ate crumbly cookies in my bed. Yes, she has the attention span of a midget. The Peace Corps was going to call me, give me an official call, but she really talked them into letting her call me because she knew that I would be there in a flash. I would find a faster way to get to Kenya rather than the 22, 25-hour flight. But she did recuperate well enough to go back to her village and continue her projects. The Peace Corps is not like what we thought. We always thought they put you in a place and you have a project, get it done. where the real project is integrating with the community and trying to find out what they could do to help themselves. She is one of the fortunate that got 3 projects done. Peace Corps was astounded. The first one was a new well system to serve them water. They had a mud puddle for water, their drinking water, their cooking water, their laundry. She said every time she went by there, she would find a dead frog. Her water system was water from the rains that was saved into a catch system. So then she looked at the orphanage. She loved staying at the orphanage, but they, of course, have trouble funding it. So she and the orphanage manager had decided that a cuckoo farm would be best for them. Cuckoo is Swahili for chicken. If they wanted, they figured out how much they needed to build the coop and get chickens in there, enough so that they could have the eggs and kill a few chickens for produce, and also hopefully enough so they could sell to get money for other things that they needed. Here is where the social media comes in. My daughter is in a village without electricity. She has a phone that she must take 10 miles down the road to charge it, so we didn't hear from her very often. The phone was our connection mostly through Facebook. It takes quite a while to do the paperwork for your project and get the Peace Corps to approve it when you are asking for funds. But it became approved March 1st. It went live on the Peace Corps webpage, and she sent out, she made sure her phone was charged and sent out messages via Facebook. She had someone here make a Facebook page. We all started to Twitter. We all started to send the message to follow the Facebook page, donate money, whatever it took. The next day, she had $351 out of her 800 and some needed dollars. Normally, the average is 6 months to make your money for your project. With the help of Twitter and Facebook and other social media, she was on a plane home due to her illness, and her project was funded in 2 weeks. If you go on Sonia Dingman's Facebook, I'm not sure, if you go on mine, or I can even post it on Twitter, the Umoja chicken farm is fully funded, and there's a picture of the director of the orphanage with the chickens. So everybody's happy. Thank you very much. We have 1 minute and 12 seconds. I could read you more of her silly posts, but I'll see what else that has going on in this conference. Thank you very much.